Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your mid-month of October 2023 reading. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you clicking on my reading. And for those of you who are new, I hope that you will like and subscribe because that helps my channel grow. I think I'm one person away from hitting 300 subscribers. So I'm very excited about that, considering I've only been on YouTube for a couple months. So thank you so much for those who are here supporting me as well. So this month or this week, I'm doing these readings a little bit differently. This reading should go through April 14th. And on April 14th, which is next Saturday, we have a solar eclipse in Libra, which is also our new moon for the month. This is a very potent time for manifesting, and it's also a great opportunity for you to make some positive changes in your life, Gemini. If you remember, I had shared in previous videos for the new moon, I typically take a regular piece of paper. I draw a big circle on the paper. I put all the things that I want to create and manifest in my life in the center. And then everything I'm ready to release, it's no longer serving me on the outside of that. And that really helps you to focus your intentions, focus your energy on the things that you really want to create. Excuse me, and really what you want to release in your life. Now, a lot of times people will take that piece of paper and at the end of that day or the next day, they'll burn that paper. So that's all released into the ether. However, I typically like to hang on to mine because I use mine as a tool to watch my progression. So you can do with this whatever feels most appropriate for you. Then on Saturday, October the 28th, we're going to have a lunar eclipse. So this is very big eclipses this month. This is big energy for October. October is going to be a big month for us collectively on the planet. So this lunar eclipse is in Taurus. It is on the full moon, so it's called the full hunter's moon. So Halloween, that weekend, the Halloween weekend is going to be intense spiritually, as well as feeling wise, because a lot of energy is going to be escalating during that weekend. The planets will be in earth or water placements. So that may leave people feeling a little bit more emotional than normal. However, I know you are an air sign, and I know that air signs typically do not express their emotions in the same way. So it may not affect you, but it may. So just be aware, okay? So today I'm going to pull your cards. I am going to pull one main theme from an oracle deck. It's called the Raise Your Vibration Oracle deck. And then I'm going to pull your reading cards from this gold foil tarot. And as you can see, it's very shiny. I rarely use this deck, but for whatever reason, this is the deck Spirit asked me to use for your reading this time. And then I'm going to be clarifying those cards with another Rider-Waite deck to give you additional information about each of the messages. And at the very end, I'm going to pull 5 main themes like I have been doing for the past month or so that will either additionally clarify some of the messages that you've already received, or it is new additional information that you might want to use as a positive affirmation for yourself for this week. Okay. So your card from the Oracle deck is, I make way for miracles. Like, we could really use some miracles. One of the things that came to me in a couple of my meditations just recently was somehow or another along the way, I've kind of lost my connection to the idea of miracles and magic. And I think the magic word is the one that's tripping me up, because I always think of magic, and because so much energy is coming in and information's coming out about the dark side and how they manipulate everything, I associate that word magic to, what they do on the dark side. And in reality, there's light and dark in just about everything. So somehow or another, I associated that word magic with that, with their ability to manipulate. And so I kind of shied away from it. But Spirit is telling me that magic is something that we create. We are creator beings. We are meant to be here at this time using our internal magic, our ability to be the magician, our ability to use all of our tools to bring down our higher self, to ground that energy, to be sovereign beings, okay? So anyway, I got off on this tangent. So I hope I haven't lost you. Anyway, so now I'm gonna make way for miracles, would you? And I hope that miracles do come your way. To be honest with you, I believe that there is a tremendous amount of abundance on this planet. And even though there are the elite few that have tried to capture it all for themselves and created us as their, slaves so that they could become more rich and powerful, I still believe in my heart of hearts that God made this planet to be abundant, and that we are really meant to live an abundant, fulfilling life. And now we are fighting for that. We are fighting, we're taking back that power away from that dark side. And we are going to bring the light back onto this planet that was meant to be. We're moving into the golden age. Okay, so what does our Geminis need to know this coming week, please, Spirit? Obstacle. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have, excuse me, we have two major arcanas. I pulled 5 cards, and I'll explain them as I go, and then I'm going to clarify them as well to give you additional information. But your first card, believe it or not, is the Ace of Cups. Now, the aces in tarot are meant to be like seeds. They're opportunities for us. Something's coming in, and we are given opportunities all the time. It's just whether or not we pick up on those clues. We pick up on the idea that it truly is an opportunity for us, right? So this opportunity has to do with emotions or how you feel about things. The other thing is it's an opportunity for you to really listen to your inner voice. And I would highly suggest that, as this is your first card. This means that something new is going to come in, something new is going to trigger, something new is going to speak to your heart, okay? And the other part of it is that if you look at the card, it's gold, which gold in tarot actually is a blessing. That means that it's divinely guided. And if you look, this hand is coming out of the clouds with this cup that is overflowing with water, right? It's overflowing with emotion. It's overflowing with all those good things. And up here is a peace dove. So all the things that represent peace within us, that taps into our true emotion, that is an opportunity for you this coming week, okay? Now, the other thing about the aces is that it's like handing you a seed. And you can look at that seed and you can do nothing with it. It truly is your choice. However, if it's an opportunity and you recognize that it's a positive opportunity for you, many would take that seed and plant it, right? Plant that seed, give it the nurturing, the love, the attention that it needs in order for it to grow, right? Because that's kind of what we do. Your next card, which is your next step, is the Hanged Man. The interesting thing about the Hangman, okay, is he is meant to be hanging on the tree of life here. And what this card represents is awakening and awareness. So I don't know if you can see around his head, he has this halo because he is looking at things in an entirely different way. And if you think about it, if you were to hang yourself upside down, you would see the world in a completely different way than what you do now that you're standing straight up, right? So that's kind of that same premise. The thing about the Hangman, though, is that this is a major arcana card. So this is an important card to you, okay, Gemini? This card is basically stating that right now you're in a bit of a delay of some kind. Something that you've been working towards, or working on to create for yourself is in a delayed position. And the reason why is because there's more information that needs to come in for you to be able to be released. Whatever that is, it's like an epiphany, okay? You're being asked to look at things outside the box, look at things differently than you ever have before. This delay is absolutely out of your hands. It's a major arcana card, so you can fight it all you want, but really all you're going to do is exhaust yourself because this is meant to be here in your space at this time. Okay, your next card, which this card right here is in your obstacles for this coming week, and it too is a major arcana, is the World card. So the thing about this card is that the world is, so the journey of the Fool, which is what the tarot is based on, is the story of the Fool starts his journey. He's full of, positivity, and he's full of self-confidence, and he's just really ready to go out there and start his life because it's a new journey. He goes through all the major arcana cards until he gets to the World. The World is the very last card in the major arcana. And this card represents harmony and balance and being fulfilled. Okay, but as this is an obstacle, and as you have the Hangman here, this is saying that you're not going to be able to complete this, whatever this represents for you. It means that there's a delay. There's a delay in order for you to be able to complete whatever this big thing is that you've been waiting for. And hopefully we'll get some additional information as to what area of your life that impacts, or what you've been trying to life lesson complete. Okay. Your next card is in your strengths position, and it is the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands, typically fives have to do with big changes coming in. This could be changes in the way that you feel inspired about things, because it's the wands. So wands have to do with our inspiration, our creativity, our passion, our motivations, those types of things. But this card is also represented as conflict, and it's also represented as distractions, and it's also represented of training. So as this is in your strength position, this is basically saying that, if you get into some type of discussion with someone, or there's conflict somewhere, somehow or another, you're going to be able to win over that other person's position, because you feel very motivated, you feel very passionate about what it is that you may be having this conflict with, but you would be having the backing to be able to prove your point, to be able to, to win, right? To win this discussion. But also, this is a training position. This is a training card. If you look, the people on the card are younger. They're banging sticks because they're actually learning how to use their tools. And it's no different for you. So basically, what this is saying, that you may be taking some type of training that's going to elevate you in some way. It could be work related. It could be maybe just physically, right? Maybe you just feel like you just need to get a lot of energy out. So you're going to go start CrossFit or something that's going to motivate you, that's going to, give you some inspiration and creativity in that way. So this is a card about training as well. And then your final card is the Nine of Wands. Again, this is another inspiration, take action type of a card. And nines basically have to do with progression and moving forward. And basically what this is saying is, don't stop what you're doing. You may feel tired. You may be feeling overwhelmed. You may be feeling feelings that are leading you to believe that, I put so much energy into this at this point, and it is the reward worth the effort? And Spirit is telling you it definitely is, because if you look at the back, if you look past the individual that is tired, definitely this person is tired. He's got a burden, right? But if you look behind that, there's this gold, and the gold represents divinity. It represents being pushed, being guided by Spirit. So don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting the good fight. Okay, Gemini. So now I'm going to take my Rider-Waite deck, and I'm going to get some clarifying cards for you. What does our Gemini folks need to know about the cards that have been pulled to give them clarity as to their actions? Because it looks like you've got lots. So you've got the Two Wands card, you've got the Ace of Cups, right, which represents your emotions. All right, so I'm spreading this out, and your Ace of Cups card is clarified by the High Priestess. So the interesting thing about the High Priestess, okay, so you've got this cup here that is tapping into your emotions, because cups have to do with our emotions, how we think and how we feel about things. But it also has to tap into if we are listening to our inner voice. And that's what she represents. She represents the mystery. She represents our inner voice. She represents going within. She represents our intuition. She represents our subconscious. She represents those things that are hidden from us, right? Now, if you look on this behind her, she's got pomegranates there. And pomegranates in tarot represent fertility, sexuality, and secret knowledge and truth. So I feel that this next week, when you're being given this seed, that even though you might not fully understand the complete impact of it, because part of it is still being uncovered for you, I feel that that's why your hangman is here, because you're waiting for this download of information to come in to set you free. Remember, I had mentioned he's waiting for information. Well, he's waiting information from this High Priestess. Okay. So now I'm going to clarify the Hanged Man. Ooh, this is big. Ooh, Gemini. Okay. Okay, so the information, the download that you're waiting for has to do with these eclipses. It has to do with this solar eclipse, and it has to do with the lunar eclipse. So I feel it's more the lunar eclipse, because even if you look at this card, it does have the sun and the moon represented here, right? Now, the moon card is another mysterious card. And as you're waiting for this mystery to be resolved, the task for the moon card is, if you notice, there is a lobster coming up out of the water. And that lobster is more comfortable in the water than on land. But this lobster needs to go down this path, and you can see the path that goes all the way to the mountains back there. It goes past these two pillars all the way to the mountains. And that's this journey that you're going to be on this next week, right? That's going to bring down this information for you. Now, this also represents your dreams. So you may really want to write down your dreams, any information that comes to you in your sleep space. Or it could represent that you're going to have some sleepless nights because information is going to be downloading to you and you're not going to be able to sleep. So it's going to be kind of either one of those things. I feel that this information is actually, that's coming in, even though it is for this next week, I feel that it's going to extend a little bit longer because you've got all these major arcana. There's just no way that it's going to be finalized by the 14th of October, okay? This is stuff that's going to be coming in that's going to really, whew, Gemini, this is big stuff. Okay, your world card, which is in your obstacles position, is being, okay, here we go. Okay, so your world card, which is in your obstacles position, which I said there's something that you're going to be trying to complete. And what I originally picked up was that this was part of a soul mission. This was part of your soul goal to be able to complete whatever this card represents for each one of you. And what is clarifying is this Emperor energy. Now, the Emperor represents the divine masculine. It represents the divine masculine. It represents the energy of all the four kings in tarot in this one gentleman. If you look at him, he's got rams on his, he's got rams here, right? So he's part of the Aries information. He's got this ink here, and he's also got this ball, which I feel like this is his world. And the Emperor is the energy of authority, of leadership. He's very focused, this individual. And this person is the one I feel is going to be helping you get over this. This person's going to be bringing you information, I feel, that's going to release you. Once you gain the information, it could very well be that this Emperor is the one that's bringing this message from the High Priestess and the mystery, right? I feel like it all really ties in together, okay? Ooh-wee, Gemini, wow. Okay, your Five of Wands is clarified with the Two of Swords. Now this is in your strength position. And the twos have to do with choices. Now the Swords is representative of air, so it's representing you. So you're very comfortable in this space. This is saying that there's two things, two kind of conflicting thoughts that are going to come in, and it's going to ball you up a little bit, right? Even though this is in your strength position, you will figure it out. But initially, you're going to feel like she looks. You're going to be sitting there. You're going to have your arms crossed over your heart. And you're going to have your air signs, which is your swords, right here, ready for battle. And if you look at her, she has a blindfold on. Okay. And her role, or the story about her, is that she's meant to make the decision. So her decisions could be either she stays where she's at and stays all bound up, or she can put those swords down, reach up, take off the blindfold, and realize that her true desire is to get over to this island behind her somehow. And if she takes off that face mask, she'd be able to easily see how she needs to get over there. But right now she's not seeing it, because right now she is shutting herself off. So my word to you would be, there's going to be something that's going to come in that's going to give you an opportunity to look at two ways of finding a resolution to something that is expressed with your mind, okay? And you're going to be able to find your way, because this is in your strengths position, right? And then your final card is this Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Wands. So this Nine of Wands, remember I had stated that nines have to do with progression and to persevere, right? So the nines have to do with attaining something. In this case, whatever it is that you've been putting out there, it feels as though you've put in a lot of hard work. Well, the eights are saying that victory is coming for you, and it's coming in fast, right? So this victory is saying, just keep going. You're very close to that end result that you're looking for. And overall, this has been a really great reading. This has been really, really good. So you've got some stuff that's going to be coming up. And I really feel as though some of you are going to come to some definitive answers on some lifelong soul things that you had made agreements with as a soul before taking a body. Like, this is what I want to accomplish. I feel like you're so very close to that end game. And I feel that everything is kind of lining up for you, and that you're going to be working through that energy this month. Oh God, it just looks really good. Okay, so now, Gemini, I'm going to pull your 5 main themes to close out your reading for today. And your first card is Angel, spiritual guidance and protection from harm, which I do feel that you do have a lot of major arcanas here. So I do feel as though you're being guided, you're being directed and guided by your higher self and the angels that you work with. So that's positive. And then you have Firecracker, which is excitement, which sounds amazing. I think that once you get released off that tree of life as the Hanged Man, and you overcome these obstacles, I think you're going to kick butt. Claw. Be careful and do not take risks. So one of the things that I would suggest, of course, is to always go through and make sure that whenever you're going to make decisions on things, because right, you have this Two of Swords that you're going to be looking at, make sure it resonates with your heart, right? Because that's what this Ace of Cups is all about, is that heart energy. Your next card is the Funnel, which says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Now that right there confirms exactly what we talked about with the Hanged Man and with the World, right? You're getting so close to completing that chapter. And you may be feeling frustrated about it, because that energy is also the energy of the Hanged Man, is feeling a little bit frustrated. It's kind of like, no, I want to move. I want to keep going. But for whatever reason, Spirit is saying, well, we're going to give you what you want, but you got to wait a minute, because there's lessons to be learned, right? So that's confirmation. And then your last card is a handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Yeah, and it could very well be this emperor. This emperor is the one that's going to bring you some information that is going to stimulate all this together. And then the last message I want to reiterate is I make way for miracles. I really feel as though this is a really important reading, Gemini. I feel it within my space that this is really important for you. I feel like so many of you have been waiting for this energy to get to where it is now. And I can certainly understand why there would be feelings of frustration, because it's kind of like you're so close to that finish line, right? You're so close to completing that world event, and it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen as quickly as you would like, but it's coming. So that right there, just say miracles. Miracles are a way of life. Okay, Gemini, I hope you have found this helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every click that you give me, every time that you like my videos and you subscribe, of course, because that's important to get my message across. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will be back with you again soon. Until then, take very good care of you. Take very good care of your health. Go within, find your answers, and God bless you. Take care.